Toonie Tuesdays. That's a cheap time to go. You can get a hot dog for $1, which is literally the cheapest food you can get in the city of Toronto possible. Take advantage of it if you can. You can also get cheap tickets by going after the first inning if you don't mind missing the first 30 minutes of a 4.5-hour baseball game. That's a good way to see one. Rogers Centre, also a huge destination for major music acts. We got Blink-182 coming up. We got Taylor Swift doing 5 nights here. Record attendance, however, was in 2002 for the iconic WrestleMania that saw The Rock defeat Hulk Hogan. We had 70,000 people in attendance. A little bit of a fun world record that the Rogers Centre holds. It actually holds the world record for most hot air balloons in an enclosed space. I don't know whose idea that was. It sounds extremely dangerous. Luckily, we did it. No one was hurt. We've hit 46 hot air balloons inside the Rogers Centre. I don't think anyone's coming for that record anytime soon, so we can proudly call that ours. Formerly called the Sky Dome, probably known to many of you as the Sky Dome, and it was named by a citizen of Toronto themselves. We had a province-wide Name the Stadium competition. We liked it so much, we gave him a lifetime supply of tickets to the stadium, so he can go see Taylor Swift 5 nights in a row if he wants to. And he probably isn't. He's probably a lot older right now, so we should find out who he is, make friends with this guy, right? He's not going to go every night. And we still affectionately, a lot of us call it the Sky Dome, because let's face it, that's a better name than the Rogers Centre. Lights up at night, opens up. Hopefully you guys get to see that at some point. Also to the starboard side, which is the mainland side of the boat, we are just passing Spadina Key. So this is a historical site. In World War I and II, this was the site of building major ships and minesweepers for service in the war. The Empire Sandy, which is the tall ship docked here right now, was actually built for service in World War II. She survived, and now she's over here, so if you like old boats or a little bit of history, you can check her out. And then right at the base of King's Landing, so that is the building with the cascading green glass. That building was designed by Arthur Erickson, who is a world-famous architect. He also designed Roy Thompson Hall on King Street, which is home to the National Ballet. Right below it there, we have Toronto Music Garden, which is a cool, free outdoor garden to check out. I recommend it if you guys are looking for something nice to do. They've got free classical music happening there, certain evenings, and it's in bloom right now. Beautiful place to check out. Okay, we are passing by one of 2 entryways into the Toronto Harbour. This is the western half. It's the smaller and narrower of the entranceways. It's just off to the side of the Canadian Malting Company. Just below Canadian Malting Company, if you see that large pile of black stacked glass, that is the Tip of Ireland Park, which is a commemoration park in honor of the tens of thousands of Irish who immigrated to Toronto during the Great Famine. So in 1847, we had about 38,000 Irish arrive right here at Rees Wharf, and at the time, the total population of Toronto was only about 20,000. So very significant influx to the city. A lot of things were started by Irish immigrant families. We'll point some of those out in a bit. Now we are starting to coast along the Island Airport. So how many of you flew into this airport? To it. You did. Okay, where'd you fly from? Atlanta. Okay, yeah, makes sense. So mostly we take domestic flights and flights from nearby U.S. states. That's about it. Originally, it was built to be our primary airport, but for a few reasons, Pearson became our primary airport. So for one, it's out here on the island. It's prone to foggy weather conditions. Not a great thing for the amount of takeoffs and landings we need to do. And number 2, as the harborfront developed, it went from barren and industrial to largely residential. So we have to have a flight curfew after 11 p.m. before 6 a.m., which just doesn't work for the amount of flight traffic we need to do in Toronto. So Billy Bishop Airport became our secondary airport. It was named after Billy Bishop, who was a Canadian fighter pilot with 72 victories under his belt.
Ooh, wow. Gonna land.
All right, we have a little plane coming in right now.
Yeah, little plane.
Nice.
There's one yacht here.
On my bike.
Oh yeah. Private security.
Super neat getting to see the planes take off and land. You get so close to them, so close to the runway. Although you can tell, you can see those white keep-out buoys along the edge of it. No one can go beyond those. Those are there for a very important reason. So in 1941, we actually had a major crash here, where at night, when a plane was landing, it mistook the lights of a ferry for the lights of the landing strip in the fog, and it actually landed on top of the ferry. And pilots were tragically killed in that. Luckily, nobody else lost their lives. But because of that, we have a very strictly enforced keep-out zone. So although we can get quite close to the landing strip, we can't go beyond that. There are water cannons that will let us know to keep back. A lot of folks go, how do you get to the airport? We don't see a bridge. That's true, there's no bridge. Used to be you could only get to the airport by ferry, just a quick 1-minute ferry, although it felt like forever if you were late for your flight. Then in the year 2007, the city built an underwater tunnel to get to airport. So pretty cool. I was excited to check it out till I realized they didn't put windows in, so it's not that exciting of an underwater tunnel. If you want to see some fish, your best bet is still Ripley's Aquarium. A pretty neat way to get to the airport. It is home to Porter Airlines, which is a Canadian airline. I recommend taking it if you get the chance. Porter Airlines is great. They give everybody on board a free alcoholic beverage as well as free snacks. You don't get that on any flights nowadays. Sometimes you don't get a glass of water, right? So that's my little plug for Porter Airlines if you get the chance. Of course, the airport is a man-made island, but just beyond it, you're starting to see the tip of the Toronto Islands. There are 18 islands in total. We're going to go by 3 of them. The islands were created from sediment drifting off from the Scarborough Bluffs. Oh, and we have a little plane coming in right now.
Landing.
And it sounds like a helicopter coming in too.
Sorry. Kaya ko na doon. Doon. Eh? Tsaka magalaw doon. Magalaw.
May bata nakakaano na walang kapital.
Sorry. Nagkakaya ko. Yeah. Patigil ka na ng pagla-live. Ha? Ako non-stop. Ang ganda.
Alright, we have a plane taking off towards the west right now, away from us. And also in the opposite direction, if you are looking port side, you can see a little helicopter going to come in right over top of the boat. Billy Bishop Airport is actually the 9th busiest airport in Canada. Still pretty busy at this time of day. We'll probably see a few more yet. You can also see little other crafts going by. We've got some sailboats practicing. We've got the water taxis. Those are zipping people back and forth to the islands. You can take the ferries at Jack Layton Ferry Terminal, which is about 10 minutes away. And that runs to all 3 islands.
Ha?
Ay, hindi pala siya.
Rose, Jack. Ha? Nanood? Sige ka.
Dito kayo pupunta sa saan punta? Dito lang around Jalan-Jalan. Punta lang sa ano, sa Toronto Cruise.
Pakita mo yung view.
Nari naman na tinamog nakakapit maigi. Nakakapit maigi sa ano kayo. Ano, magkakayak. Nakakapit ang oven. At yun lang. Mamumukot. Ano ba sabihin ng mamumukot? Oh, ano mo? Ano mo, kaibigan namin yung kapitan. Nandito kami sa ano, kapitan. Kaibigan. Friend namin yung ano, yung ano ginagawa mo?
Sino na tayo?
It was meant to be Canada's answer to Coney Island. It's a hub of casinos, gambling, clubs, nightclubs,
Mamumukot kayo.
fishing. There's not too much going on that island. It is home to Toronto's clothing.
Ano sinasabi ng ano?
Ha?
Ano lang sinasabi niya?
Nano?
Yung ano?
That is on Center Island. Center Island is probably the most popular because it is home to Centerville, which is an amusement park for small children.
Ayoko.
There's nice beaches on the other side of the island, so that's a fun thing to do on a day in Toronto. Recommend that. And then the final island is Ward's Island. That one's a little different from the other three. There are actually residents that live on Ward's Island all year long. There are 262 small houses there, cottage-like houses. When you own one of those houses, you own the lease for 70 years. It's a little bit different than a regular house. After that, you gotta put it back in the pot, and there are people on a long list of a lottery who'd like to get a house on Ward's Island. But of course, there's only 262 of them, so they don't come up too often. Very neat to check out though if you are walking along Ward's Island. Very cute, kind of like cottage country.
Nag-enjoy kayo? Perte. Ano ka po? Tama na yan.
Alright, and we are far enough away that it is a nice time to look outside at the Toronto skyline. The next time is a great time to get almost like a picture. And in the background, you can actually see the entirety of the CN Tower from here. The CN Tower is a huge tourist destination in Toronto. Definitely recommend visiting it if you get the chance. Ooh. Stop. So for 32 years, the CN Tower was actually the tallest building in the world. It was completed in 1976 at a cost of $63 million. Of course, not anymore now that it's in Burj Khalifa in Dubai, but we can proudly call ourselves the tallest freestanding tower in the Western Hemisphere.
CN Tower. Look, CN Tower.
How many of you have already visited the CN Tower?
CN Tower.
Oh, nice, amazing. And how many of you did the edge walk? No, not as brave. I actually only have ever had 2 passengers do the edge walk. They did it together. So the edge walk is along the sky dome. You can see the railing along part of the CN Tower. People walk around up there. It is 1,815 feet above the ground, and it is the world's highest exposed hands-free walk you can do in the entire world. If you're into setting records, not only are you all the way up there, but you are hands-free, strapped into your stomach below, not rolling those babies. Sometimes you can see folks doing it if you see little red dots along the line. Those are kind of like the edge walk. Otherwise, the rest of us take the elevator. You used to be able to take the stairs at the CN Tower, but too many people would get halfway up and then call for help because they would not be able to finish the stairs. There's 1,776 stairs in the CN Tower. And in fact, the current world record did all of those stairs in 7 minutes and 52 seconds. Yes, and he hasn't been beat. I think he set that record in the 80s and 90s. No one's come close. Now, if you want to do the stairs, you can only do it twice per year as part of a charity walk event. I did have people yesterday do them in 18 and 17 minutes, which is pretty good. They say on average it takes a person 30 to 45 minutes. But it's okay, you can take the beautiful glass elevator. If you see that long strip of windows in the tower, and then you can check out the view that way. On a clear day from the observation deck, you can see all the way to Niagara Falls. There's going to be a lot of rain and stormy weather out on the water in Toronto, and in fact, the CN Tower is hit by lightning on average 75 times per year. In fact, it has a rotating restaurant that still works, but the Westin Harbor Castle, which was passed later, had a rotating restaurant that was struck by lightning that no longer works. So it's a serious issue. You cannot do the edge walk on weather like that. You want to go on a nice clear day. You want to do the edge walk. That is so brave of you. I don't blame her.
Nunod pa sila, ya?
The CN Tower was built by CN, which is Canadian National.
Hindi maganda.
Railway.
Yung CN Tower,
It was built because in the
CN Tower.
1960s
CN
and 70s,
Tower.
the skyscrapers started going up in downtown. They needed to
Dito
build a
umulan.
Ayan na ba yung CN Tower? Oh.
Ayan, oh.
Those specs, they said, hey, this could actually be the tallest building in the world, and they went for it. So that's how the CN Tower was built.
Ano si ma'am? Hindi.
Right, so about the next 10 minutes, it's a great time to get a picture with the skyline in the background. We're going to take a little break and then we'll pick up the tour when we get to the next gap, to the eastern gap.
YouTube yan. Yung CN Tower, oh, nasa gitna natin.
Oh, ayun. This one.
Itas mo nga yung tuktok ng CN Tower. Galing ah. Titanic.
Nice background.
Tadi kaya play view naman yan. Water taxi. Water taxi. Water taxi. Oh, sorry. Yes.